Whoa! Woo! So maybe a little bit high in the front for pressure at 100. It kind of feels good, but it's not direct. It doesn't feel like I've got that optimal control. So maybe it's a little stiff and maybe just too high in the sag. I'm gonna have to go a token, because it's kind of what I want with ride height and stuff like that. And the smooth, it's just so smooth over the bumps for the most part. 4 clicks of compression. It just felt a little bit how you going. A little bit like it's the front's just ready to slip out if you have to change line quickly, which is kind of what happened just here. I kind of come into the corner and then that front wheel oversteered into it a little bit off the top of the berm. So I'll drop the pressure a bit. We'll go down to maybe 97, see how that feels. Add a bit of compression, and then it might be time to put that token back in. You know what? I might be wrong about this C1 spring. So this B1, a little bit less pressure, 97. That felt great over certain stuff, but it felt a little bit hollow elsewhere. So definitely gonna need, if I stick with the B1, definitely gonna need another token, which will drop me down lower in the ride height, which I don't want. It just already feels a little lower in the front than the C1. So we're halfway through the test. I had the B1 in. I've had the C1, so the newest version of the Debonair spring, in since I got the bike. I've just put the B1 in, 170mm, comes up to about 165 on the stanchion when sitting down, when the bike's just parked there. Done a heap of laps on the B1, a little bit of back and forth, and now we're back on the C1, so we'll see how this goes. I'm pretty sure I prefer the C1, so we're not going to know until I smash this. It's obviously an absolute back-to-back. I've just been home, changed the spring, and we're ready to party, so let's crack it. So we're back on the C1, and instantly everything feels a little more damp, and I've got more control over the front. It's so soft when you push into it. Oh, there's not a lot of mid there, but the top support is excellent, and it is superior to the B1, which I never thought I'd say that. Whoa, pay attention. But the only thing I don't like about it, and this stuff here, like turns like this, it tracks so well. Jumping into this, it stays tracked, it doesn't get rowdy, it's excellent. But there's just certain G-out style hits where it disappears on you a little bit. And I'm thinking it may be a matter of, I just need one more token. But see, just changing line mid corner like that, it's just so easy to do. It's really good, and I'm glad I've done this test, because in my head I was sure the B1 was better. My memory of the B1 and all the times I've had on it, which have all been 160 forks, except for the Rocky Mountain Slayer, and it's always felt absolutely sublime. In this 170, the C1 is definitely better. It tracks better. I feel more in control. I feel safer when it gets a little out of control. It certainly stays higher in the travel. I love it. Just sits up top and it mutes most of the trail. But when you dive in, it's just not quite. It's not quite the strength I like. I like the B1. I like it's got a consistent stroke. It's really strong all the way through, or it's relative to how strong you set your spring up, but it's consistent all the way through. This stiffish at the top, but not really to a detriment, but just a little hollow under that stiffness. And I think that's why the stiff, it holds you up at the top, but it's not super choppy because it's got nothing behind it. It's got no mid-stroke behind it, or less mid-stroke behind it. So yeah, the jury's definitely no longer out. For a 170 LYRIK, I prefer the C1. I didn't think I was going that way, but that's what real world testing will do. You know, always keep your mind open. But I'm impressed. I'd just like to go another token, so let's see how that goes. So we're on 3 tokens now at 82 psi, down from 2 tokens at 85. And we'll see how this feels. I'm hoping it gives me just a little more speed everywhere. And a little more mid-stroke, like just a stronger overall spring. Which doesn't feel the case so far. Like I said, I did drop it 3 psi. Still feels good. See how it goes in this choppy bit. Still control, I'm a bit all over the place at the back. I think I'll probably go a little more pressure, to be honest. Try a bit more pressure and we'll go back. So 3 tokens, 85 psi, so back to the same pressure as I had with 2 tokens. We'll see how this feels. Feels like I need a little faster rebound. Still got that little bit of a hollow spot in the middle. But it's not bad. Good control and direction off the front. I blew that corner a little bit. Hating these long cranks, absolutely hating them. Yes, that felt good. Through the chop, still feels good. Just drag and brake it. I can't. Yeah, I definitely don't like long cranks. Changing direction, like putting one leg up to the other leg up, is so annoying. Every time I have to do it in a turn, if I drop a leg, it just sucks. It just sucks. But the spring is excellent. With 3 tokens, I think, yeehaw bar, I think it's good with 3 tokens. I'm not sold yet. I'll go a click faster on the rebound. See if we can get more out of it. I just went slower. Oops. That's the ticket. A little bit extra rebound at the front. A little bit faster. See if it gives me what I'm looking for. Whoa. I think I'm a little quick on the back with the rebound, to be honest. It's quite hot today, so rebounds are feeling ever so slightly quicker. just got bounced off my position for a second and then started straight lining into the rocks. So see by that last run that Rebound was a little bit quick in the back, which I kind of knew. We're getting chopped up a little bit, but adding a little bit faster Rebound in the front made it a little bit wily as well, which was okay. Good, you know, good once you know that it's there, but it didn't really give me any more of what I was looking for. So I guess to summarise, B1, 170, which is actually only a 165, versus C1, the new latest and greatest, which I was a little sceptical about. At first I was on board and then I was sceptical. I rode one in a pike and couldn't get my head around it. And education's everything. So knowledge is power, or potential power. Application of knowledge is power. If I knew the configuration of the spring, I came in thinking that it was a bigger negative air chamber, so I needed to go less tokens when I tried it in the pike. Not the case. It's a slightly smaller negative air chamber, but there's so many different things going on that counteract what that would initially tell you, what weaknesses would be there. So I had to test it. I had to go back to back. I had to work it out for my own peace of mind, because I thought I was sure that the B1 was better, but it's not. The C1 is superior. As you can see in the videos, it's smoother. This is smooth. This is butter smooth. But the C1, being that it's got less mid-stroke support, but it's got a lot of like top support, a lot of that the beginning stroke support, it's softer. It's softer underneath it, but it stays up in its travel. It tracks extremely well. The tracking is exceptional. The tracking on the C1 is exceptional. The bump absorption is good, excellent. I wouldn't say it's exceptional. It's good enough, definitely. I've finished at 3 tokens on that little run. I'm still jury's out 2 to 3 tokens, but I reckon I'm going to stay, because I've gone 3 tokens and I'm back at 85. Now there is a slight difference because I've obviously serviced the spring and got a running mint, and it does feel smoother and better than it did when I initially got the bike. So maybe it was running a little drier. Bike's probably been sitting in a box upright for 2 months or whatever. This would have been greased anyway, but maybe no oil on the O-rings, and who knows, that it just didn't feel as good as it does now. The C1 feels incredible. It feels really, really good, trustworthy, holds a line, excellent, grip, excellent, the front end traction is excellent. My money's on the C1, so the C1 definitely gets my vote, contrary to what I've been saying and what I've been feeling and my assumptions. So keep your mind open, and you'll always end up with where you need to be. So C1 beats the B1 in a 170. 160s, jury's still out, but if it's this good in a 170, it's probably that good in a 160 and a 150. So let me know what you guys think, because I was on the other side of the fence and now I'm completely converted. I like the C1.